Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. We are back with another What's Sold. This is going to be 3 days of sales in my eBay store. I think it's a Monday through a Wednesday here. Pretty good amount of sales, nothing crazy. I will say these sales happened in July, so we're about a month back, but July and August have kind of slowed down a little bit for me compared to like April, May, and June. They were kind of on the rise, and then it's kind of come down a little bit. We're still doing well, definitely happy with the sales, but I know some people have been experiencing a slowdown, the summer slowdown or what have you, and it's definitely seen an effect in my store as well. We're probably down 15% or something like that in sales. On average, it just depends. So, you know, nothing to complain about or worry about. This happens a lot in the summertime, so I don't get too frustrated with something like that. Obviously, if it drops like significantly, like 50% or something, that's a little bit more discouraging, but we're going to roll with it. We're going to keep listing. We have plenty of stuff in the death pile to get through, and hopefully sales will pick up as we get past the opening of the school year and kind of get into fourth quarter. Hopefully sales will improve. So let's get into it though. Starting off, we have a Xbox lot. These are two broken original Xbox consoles. Don't really recommend doing this. We sold it for $55 shipped. Ended up costing us like 26 or 27 bucks to ship them FedEx. Wasn't too bad. They're just so darn heavy and they're pretty bulky. But someone bought them for repair, I guess, to try to maybe fix them or mod them or something like that. You can tell one of them had a broken disc tray, like little cover piece there. It doesn't say Xbox on it because that broke off. So these were ones I had picked up in big video game buys. They ended up not working, and we got 55 shipped. Toy Story Mania sold for the Wii. This sold for 12 shipped. This actually sold to a guy who's bought from me. I don't know if he's a drop shipper or if he's just a collector or whatever, but he's bought a lot of video games from me. Almost all my Game Boy Advance SPs seem to go to this buyer, but he bought this one for 12 shipped. Then we have a Roadmaster police car scanner. This sold for 60 bucks. I just threw this in my pile at one of the sales. I thought it was a scanner or some kind of radar detector or something. Just threw it in my pile. Couldn't really test it. It had like one little power cord, but the wire was kind of messed up, so it would power up for a second and then it would like shut off. So I sold it as is, and it ended up selling for 60 shipped. I put it at an auction for like $29.99 or something because there were no comps. No one bought it. I listed for like 60 shipped, and someone buys it within 2 days. So just weird how that works. Here's a Cheers DVD set, season 3, sold for 8 bucks. Not much to say, but sometimes individual DVD seasons can sell. Here's another movie. This is Paper Moon. It's I got a bunch of like old movies that were, they're old movies, but they were converted to DVD recently. They're all like from the 70s and stuff like that, maybe 60s. And I bought a bunch of them from one of my sources. We paid like 10 bucks for this whole bag full. And most of them sold for anywhere from like 8 to about 12 or 15 bucks. And this one sold for 9. UFC DVDs, you can tell by the screen here, it's a bit of an older screenshot. These sold for $35.69. There were 21 of them. Got them from Storage Unit Guy in one of the buys I did. I saw a bunch of UFC stuff, just threw them in my pile, but they've sat forever and finally sold. I was super stoked to get rid of them because I kept moving this bag of DVDs throughout my storage unit, just put them in different places, and it always seemed to be in the way when I needed to find something, but finally sold for $35.69. Some Dr. Comfort shoes, which isn't really the greatest brand. They kind of like a diabetic kind of shoe or something. Kind of similar to, I guess, SAS, but SAS is kind of a pretty well-known brand for that. I bought 2 of these for 5 bucks each. There was a black pair and then this pair, and they were in the box and everything, but the box were so big and kind of beat up, I pulled them out, but the shoes looked just real nice. Didn't really seem to have much wear, and they were kind of more dressier shoes. They weren't like just your generic Dr. Comforts. They had a nice style to them. Listed them, and this one sold for $40.49. I think I sold the other pair for $45 or $35, something like that. So really good deal for some shoes. Here's a Hallmark Halloween My Pet Ghost. I had never heard of this before. I bought it from when I got the My Pet Monster buy. I just saw it and I go, you know what, there's someone out here who knows about this, who the pet ghost, they're gonna want it. I actually grabbed 2 of them. This one sold for $27 and just goes first class. Probably costs us $4 or $5 to ship it, and we'll see another one here later. Here is a 1988 Cass Technical High School Yearbook. This is out of Detroit, Michigan. This one sold for 70 bucks. I got it from Storage Unit. No, I got it from one of my other sources. He had a stack of yearbooks. He charged me $2 for all of them because he thought no one would buy them. I think there were probably 8 of them there, and maybe 9 or 10 or something like that. But this one sold almost instantly for 70 bucks within a week, I should say, not instantly. I got an offer instantly, $35, $40 offer, a bunch of stuff. So someone must have known some about this, or they're just really hard to come by. I couldn't find anything in particular, no signatures that seemed real famous or anything like that, but someone ended up paying full price, 70 bucks shipped on a yearbook. That's why I still buy them, because every once in a while you get a gem. Here's the other My Pet Ghost. This one is, I guess, Maxwell McSpooky. The other one, they're two different ones. They did work. This one sold for 28 shipped. For whatever reason, they had a $1 difference on the price, but they sold the same day to different buyers, which is kind of weird. But they ended up selling. Here's a Batman 3 strategy guide. This is a, I got this one from a Goodwill auction buy. I bought a bunch of strategy guides, and this one was in there, and it finally sold for 10 shipped. Thomas and Friends Gordon does not have the tender. This is from the big train buy for 20 bucks. Got a bunch of wooden trains, and I've told you guys before, you can part them out and make money. Last video I sold one for 25. This guy sold for 13. Here's a Scrabble Express. This one's sealed. This game used to do really well. Even used, you could get like 30 bucks, 40 bucks for it a long time ago. But now I got 52 for a sealed one. I had it listed at 65 bucks, which apparently was too high, and it finally sold on sale for 20 shipped. Here's a G.I. Joe Snake Eyes Ninja mask. I got a bunch of these. I got 5 masks for 20 bucks. There were 4 of this one and then 1 of a different kind. And I got 20 bucks for all 4. They have sat for months with no activity. 10% off sale. One sells for 36, and we're going to see another one sell here as well the same day. So that was kind of cool. Here's a Cadillac Williams Bucks jersey. It's the real kind of generic one. It's not super special. Plus, he doesn't play for the team. He was an okay player. He had some good games, but also didn't pan out as much as they thought. This one I took a best offer of 15 for. It was going to go first class. Just wanted to get rid of it. Here's the other Snake Eyes mask. Again, one sold. I don't know if they were both watching them and they saw the quantity go down, so someone jumped on it to get the next one. But this one also sold for 36, and we have 2 left plus the other one. So we've already made all of our money back though, and profit, which is awesome. And then we have a Raytheon Vacuum tube. This one sold for 9 bucks, just one generic tube by itself. Nothing really to say there. Here is a Drama-Rama CD. It's missing the artwork inside, but the case is actually correct. I put disc only, but the case, the back of it is actually the correct insert there. This is from the Rock and Roll buy, and it sold for 19 shipped. 24 TV series. These came, I think, from one of my sources. When I bought a bunch of DVDs, they were just thrown in there. I knew it wasn't a great buy or a great set to sell because I don't have the complete series. I ended up selling them though for 17 shipped. I think they cost us $4 or $5 medium mail to ship out. This one was awesome. This is a Nylent semi-truck. This is the Pure Cane Sugar is what it is. I saw this at the sale I went to, and I bought a bunch. I bought a Nintendo. I bought a bunch of CDs for $5, and I totally missed this guy just sitting there in the driveway. Don't even know how I passed him up, and then I'm walking to the car after I've already paid, and then I see this guy, and I'm like, oh, this looks good. I looked in the bottom. It's Nylent. It's in good condition. I asked the guy, well, how much do you want for this? And I'm thinking, he probably wants, 25 bucks, 40 bucks. Ended up asking only 10 bucks for it. So I picked it up, and it sold within a week or two for 100 shipped. I took a little bit lower offer. I was going to try to get 115, 120, but the guy lived in California pretty close to me, so I knew shipping would be cheap. I figured, let's just get it out of here. And I did get good feedback, so that was awesome. Dragon Age, this is another strategy guide. This is from the My Pet Monster buy. I sold for 15 shipped. Pretty good deal for a strategy guide. Here's some Disney Wonderful World of Reading books. They don't really sell that well. I had 28 of them. They sold for 40 shipped, and they had to go to a 20% off sale before they sold. So definitely happy to get rid of them, but obviously would have been nice to sell them probably a little bit quicker or sooner, or maybe adjust the price so they don't sit for so long. This guy was cool. This is a Tickle Wiggle Happy Face plush. I got him for $3.99 at a thrift store. He just looked different. I looked him up because I had the barcode. I scanned them, and one of them was listed for like 40 bucks, and one had sold for like 20 bucks shipped. And I was like, you know what? Maybe someone wants this. I listed him, and he sold for 32 shipped, which was great. The lady who bought him for her son, who I guess has autism or something. I forget exactly, but there was some kind of thing he grew up with it. And whatever reason, this little guy offered this, as a kid, this guy comfort when he was having rough times and all that. So I guess he's grown up now and he's doing a lot better, but she wanted to buy this for him as kind of like a memory for what he had as a child, because the one they had, I guess, got broken and they ended up getting rid of it. But she bought it and she said he loved it. So 32 bucks on that. So that kind of makes it special to find something. And that's why I like buying like plush, just kind of unique ones, because sometimes there's someone out there who had that plush and it maybe have a special, memory to them, some sentimental value, and they'll go out and buy it again later just because you know, it means so much to them, even though, you know, it might just sit on the shelf or whatever, but it's still kind of a cool story. Here's an Apple iPod Nano. This one works, but it had some damage. This one sold for $15.29. I think I paid $1 for it. Here's a San Diego Chargers. This is like a vintage snapback hat. I paid $1 or $2 for it at an estate sale, and it sold for $20 on a best offer, and it sat for quite a while. Ace Combat 4, this one always seems to sell around that $8 to $9 mark. Not really a great game, but for whatever reason people buy it, so I always list it. It sold for $8.49 on sale. Here's a Harley Davidson orange and black, like garage type shirt. This one I think I paid, I want to say $9 or $10 for this. I paid up at a thrift store. I knew it would sell. It is a size large. I prefer to get extra large and above if I'm going to pay up, but it ended up selling for $40 on a best offer. For some reason, I had it listed at 60, which is way too high. Usually I list these at about like 45 or 50 and try to get something, but 10 into 40, I'm still okay with that. It goes out first class, so I'm happy. Tommy James and the Shondells, or Shondells, sorry. It's an anthology CD. This one sold for $11 shipped from the Rock and Roll Buy. Here's a Phonak. It's like a hearing aid remote control. I've done well with hearing aids. If you guys have watched my channel, look out for hearing aids. A little, I guess, disturbing kind of, and for some people maybe, to sell someone's old hearing aid. Maybe it's gross or whatever, but I do pick them up because they do seem to sell. This was a remote for one, and it sold for $30, and I paid $1 for it at an estate sale. Here's some Mizuno T-Zoid irons, 3 through the pitching wedge. I don't even remember where I got these. I think I paid $20. That's what I want to say, but I forgot if there was an estate sale or garage sale or what. They've been up for a while, but they ended up selling for $130 ship, which is a great deal. I think we paid like $18 or something to ship them. It wasn't too bad, and made great money on that. I love selling an iron set when you have the whole set, or at least a good amount of them. People seem to pay up for those. Here's a Lisa Frank box. This one I got at a thrift store for $3.99. It's like a little jewelry box. It's like cardboard, and you just pull out these little drawers and stuff, and the top opens up. But it had some damage. One of the sides, like the stickering they use, is starting to come loose. But I ended up selling it for $30 shipped on a best offer, and the buyer did give me good feedback, so that was awesome. And I want to say it still went first class. Here is a Pat Tillman. It's I sold this one before. It's a size 4XL, just like a mesh, like, you know, like Under Armour type shirt, but it's made by Adidas. But it's like one of those moisture wicking ones, 4X. Pat Tillman played there, and then also played for the Cardinals, and he is the football player. Ended up going back into the military, and I think he died by friendly fire, if I'm not mistaken. But his stuff is pretty desirable if you can find it, especially jerseys. They'll sell. This one I got for $5. It sold last time for $20. The person got it and said it is too big, so I don't know if they were a smaller size and hoping it might work, but it was too big, so they returned it. We sold it again for $20, and we didn't hear back, so I'm assuming it worked out this time. These are awesome. This is definitely a boat. Look out for these these commentaries by Chuck Missler. I don't know. I bought a bunch of these for $5. I think I got 6 in total at a garage sale. They had been sitting there. They had been open since Friday. It was Saturday. No one had even touched them. I just saw them, and I'm like, oh, these might be interesting. They're actually CD-ROMs. They're not DVDs. Like audiobooks that you put in your computer, I guess, or whatever, or something like that. I don't know. But this one sold for $30 shipped, the Book of Romans. The same buyer also bought another one. We'll see here in a second. Turbocharged Donkey Kong. This is a Skylanders figure. I've sold him 2 or 3 times now. He sold for $13 shipped. For whatever reason, this one seems to sell pretty well. Here is the Deuteronomy one. I think either that one and this one went to the same buyer, or something like that. I think he bought them both, but they sold for a pretty good deal. And I paid $5, and I've sold so far 4 or 5. I think I have 1 or 2 left. Hopefully they'll sell as well. Here's a Los Angeles Lakers pair of like gym exercise shorts. The brand is like just kind of generic. It's an NBA one, but it's not like Nike or anything like that. I paid $5 for these, and I got another brand new with tag Lakers shirt, which already sold for $20. I got them from my source because they were brand new with tag. I usually would have rather paid about $5 for both. He was pretty firm on his price. He was really trying to move some stuff out, and I've told you guys before, sometimes with some of my sources, I'll pay up a little bit just to kind of keep the money exchanging hands and make sure that I'm the one they call if they do find something. It worked out though, because they sold for $20 shipped, and they went to San Diego, I believe, and you know, they probably cost us $4 to ship it, so we still made money. Here's a Let Them Eat Cheesecake Art of Olivia book. It's missing the dust jacket, which is obviously unfortunate. I got a stack of books for I think $5. This was in there, and it sold for $13 shipped on a best offer. This one's awesome. It's a Tundra. It looks like a Kuji one. Really colorful, kind of that embroidery there. This one sold for $90, shipped on the best offer. I want to say I had it at $110 or $105. The person got it, and I listed no serious signs of wear, which is probably not a great way to list the condition. It seemed to be in good shape, but they said there was some thread pulls and stuff like that. They were going to work on it and make it work. They kind of hinted at a partial refund. I'm not too keen on partial refund unless I know it's something that I really need to do. In this one, it was a case where I probably overstated the condition a little bit. But I still told him, I said, just return it then. If I made a mistake, just go ahead and return it. If it's not going to work for you, I understand. I'll pay the shipping. It's free returns, and I'll just give you your money back. And they ended up saying, no, they'll keep it, and they would just move forward. They just wanted to bring it to my attention. So I didn't offer any refund. They paid full price, $90. No cases or anything, so I really appreciate that. And $90 on that guy is awesome. Look out for those bright and colorful sweaters that look like that. Here's a Stone Brewing. This is, I sold a bunch of Stone Brewing stuff. We sold a bunch of shirts in the last video. This is one of the work shirts though. It sold for $35, shipped on a best offer. Most of the work shirts I took at least a $35 offer on. Here's some Buzz Cola, Simpsons movie cans. I got a bunch of these from Storage Unit Guy. I got a whole 6-pack which sold a couple weeks ago, so you guys will see that coming up eventually. But these were 7 that were loose. They weren't attached to each other or anything, and they sold for $55 shipped. Super happy to get those out of the store. They've been up for a little while. Here's a Mary Poppins DVD, brand new seal. I've told you I sell Disney DVDs if they're sealed all the time. This one sold for $12.99. This was cool. It's a L'Oreal Kids like little shampoo with flip-flops in there. It's like some kind of package deal that you might get. I grabbed this for $2.99 or something at a Goodwill. And I thought for sure there was someone out there who might buy this. It's definitely a little bit older. Didn't know exactly how old because I couldn't find a comp on it. I had it listed for I think $50 or $45 or best offer, hoping to get 35 or 40 maybe if I got lucky. Thought someone might want this who might collect or just thought it would be cool. I don't know. But I ended up taking a best offer of $30 on it. It cost us about $8 or $9 to ship, but I still think we did pretty well. And it's one of those kind of unique items where it was brand new sealed, and you know, you're not going to find too many of those lying around. And here's a Razer helmet. This one I wasn't going to buy at a garage sale. I bought a bunch of other stuff, a Roku and some electronic stuff. I think I bought some DVDs, and then he was really trying to sell me on buying this helmet for $5. I was like, nah, I don't really want it. And then I ended up owing him like $15, so I just made it 20, and I took the darn thing. It sold for $25, shipped. It actually sold really quick. It ended up costing us, I think, $12 or something to ship it because of the size and everything. So we made a little bit of money, nothing really special there, but I don't know. The guy really wanted to sell it to me. I just could not tell him no, I guess. Here's a Daiwa Sea Line. I had 2 of these reels. The first one had a bunch of old line on it. That one sold the first day for $70 shipped. This one with no line, which I thought might be better, because the other line you'd have to take off anyways. It'd be a bunch of work. This one sat longer. Same exact reel, but it sold for $70 shipped. So pretty good for some old fishing reels there. Here is a a rhinoceros figure, sorry. This is a huge figure, 13 inches, pretty heavy. Got him from the ferry buy I had where I spent $1,200 on a bunch of figures. There's a bunch of Walt Disney kind of stuff in there, like those Walt Disney classics or whatever they are figures. This one finally sold for $90 shipped. It went to Australia. Crazy thing is I was going back and forth with someone. I wanted 65 as my lowest. The guy would not take it. He'd only do 50. And then someone comes through again and pays full price, $90. And lastly, guys, here is a Xbox 360. This is the Explorer wired 360 controller, the best one to sell in my opinion. One, because for whatever reason, this one seems to have the least amount of issues for me. Easy to test, it comes with the cord, and this one sold for $70 shipped. I have another one that I just sold the other day, I think for the same price as well. You won't see it for a little while, but I just sold another one. They almost sell overnight for me when I list them. Doesn't cost too much to ship, they're pretty light, but $70 shipped on that guy. Super happy. I think I paid I either got 2 for $5 each, or I paid $15 for 2 of them. Because the other one I had, I just didn't have a dongle USB cord for it, so I ordered a replacement finally, and that's why it sold. But that was a great deal. Look out for those wired controllers. We are under 20 minutes. We're going to end it here, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you found a couple things to look out for. Definitely those Chuck Missler CD-ROM things are good. Look out for the Gibson Explorer controllers. And if anything else you saw, definitely I hope you guys learned something. I don't want to waste your time. If you have any questions, let me know. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.